What's the difference between 2022 and 2023?
Uh,
Obviously, yeah, living life.
yes. Right? 2023 has been good, but it's so 2022 was very different. I'd say, yeah, it was kind of just going really down. I think it was January, so literally at the beginning of the year, last year, I had gotten kicked out by my mom, and it's like we always bumped heads, and stuff would always happen. But I remember this time was different. We kept bumping heads nonstop, and I remember I would get kicked out, and I would go roam around somewhere in Riverside, just something, being stupid. Go back home, repeat, get kicked out, walking around, doing my thing. One day I just kind of said, I don't really want to put up with it, and I got kicked out, and I don't know, I was being stupid. I just stayed in like parks and shit, and I would sleep there. I was just roaming around Riverside a lot, just not doing nothing. I remember, like kind of another one of those weird feelings. It was like, I don't know if the wrestling would work like this. Like, I don't know how I was gonna figure it out, but I remember my dad wasn't always in my life. He was in and out a lot. He was locked up for I think like 10 years. Came out 2019. I talked to him a few times, seen him when I can. But I remember I was just at the park. I was like, okay, I don't want this to be my end. I don't want this to be my story. And I just called him. I was like, hey, like, I got kicked out. I don't want to go back because there's too much drama there. And he let me stay at his place. And he told me just like, okay, you can be here. I'll take care of you, all this crap. And I remember just being like, okay, cool. But I don't want to kind of be there similar to how I was with my mom. So I got up and I started walking around, roaming. But this time I was going place to place looking for a job. Literally no car, nothing. He offered to give me a ride. I wanted to do it myself so I can learn myself that I'm working for everything I want. So I want to find a job. I get me a car. I get all this stuff together. Wrestling's still happening. I'm still doing my thing. Everything's picking up, and it's like, okay, I'm dieting. I'm getting in good shape. I'm working out all the time. Everything's working out right, and I feel really good. Like, oh, hell yeah. And then it's just like, I think this is probably the middle of last year where this happened. Is like just, I don't know. It's just one day my sister passed away. And I remember that she was like my biggest supporter in this shit. She used to go with me all the way to San Diego, to Vegas, and all this shit to go watch me wrestle. And I remember, like, we grew up together. We grew up, like, ghetto. Like, even before that, a few weeks, where some girls fucking with me. She was gonna go beat her ass for me. And, like, all this shit, yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like, she's always been that person that was there for me.
How old was she?
She was 25. So... yeah, like, grew up together.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she passed away, and I remember it sucking all this, like, how'd it go? It was...
You were grieving.
Yeah. We were grieving. It just sucked, because I was the one that told my little siblings, too, and...
Really?
Just,
okay.
Yeah, just a big old thing, bro. It just sucked. I remember, I think I wrestled, too, like, the week out, like, a few days after. I think she passed on, like, a Wednesday, Thursday, wrestled on Saturday, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, so when that happened, I just I didn't care about nothing. I wanted to be there for my mom, my siblings. I moved in with them again.
Okay.
Left my dad's to be with them. And again, just didn't care about nothing. Stopped going to work. Wanted to just stay home all day. Would just eat, just stay home. Like, just wasting my time. Construction happened on the street one day, and I left my car out there, and they towed my car, and I was low-key living out of the car too, because I had all my shit in there, my gear, all my stuff, and I want to go get my car back. It was like $400 or $500, and I tried to get it, but they didn't let me because I wasn't a registered owner, so I lost all my gear, so I had to cancel all my bookings, and I had no car, and I was back to like a crazy thing where I was like, why is everything happening like this? Yeah. And then I just remember it sucking. Still would bump heads with my mom. Got kicked out again, which is fucking crazy. But I had somewhere to go. Went back to my dad's, and we bumped heads really the first time. And it was kind of because of my mom, and I left him. And I went with my grandma. And then being with my grandma now, it's kind of okay. I had to get my shit together now. I can't let this happen. I remember one thing that really got me. I went to practice. I would still go to practice. I would still try to be around wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I went to practice, and one of the coaches there told me, like, okay, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know what your sister's telling you? She's saying, what the fuck are you doing? You need to get your shit together and get your gear together. You need to get back on this. And I was like, fuck. I was like, dude, that shit hurt. I was like, oh, that shit hit me. But I remember,
It's good, man.
The real stuff usually
dude,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got another job. I started working my ass off again. Started going to the gym. Started saving up my money so I can get a car. I got me a car. Saved up money for gear. Got me the gear.
Hey.
And I started getting to the point where I'm at now. Getting to that point where the Fuego thing happened. The Fuego match. Because that's when I really had the gear. That's when I was really, like, I was working out all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And in a good spot. So, very different.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
That's kind of it. Yeah. That's
Something that you
that was
just
it.
you feel like you had to, like it had to happen.
Yeah.
To
It's
where
just,
you're at now.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.